Hello, friends and family from Healdsburg Elementary School. Do you guys remember when we read this book, Dreamers, Soñadores? And this was a very important character in the book, the monarch butterfly, La Mariposa Monarca. And then that led to some other books, like this nonfiction book about monarch butterflies, and this one, and this one, and this one. And then we also talked about the sad truth that the monarch butterfly is in deep decline. Deep decline. That means the monarch butterfly might not be around very much longer. So we talked about what we might do to keep this beautiful creature from going extinct. And a lot of people in our Healdsburg and Windsor community have been talking about growing this. This magical plant is a special variety of milkweed, and this is what the little teeny caterpillars eat. It's the only thing those caterpillars eat. So we need to plant more milkweed, and I am happy to tell you, boys and girls, that we are doing that. And there are people all over town and in the country and in the vineyards and in the orchards and in their backyards and in school gardens growing more and more of this. We already have some in our pollinator garden outside of the school. So, in honor of Earth Day, which was last week, I'm reading one of my favorite books called Many, which reminds us about how many diverse species there are on the earth and about how we have to take care of our planet so that they don't disappear. Just like we're going to do our best to plant milkweed and make sure that there are wild areas for our monarch butterflies to grow up from caterpillars to mariposas. Many. The Diversity of Life on Earth. This was written by Nicola Davies and illustrated by Emily Sutton. The illustrations are amazing. So pay attention. Even the end papers are gorgeous. Look at all those living creatures. Many. The diversity of life on Earth. How many different kinds of living things are there on our planet? 1, 2, 3, many. Oh, look at this. This little girl is starting to count how many different types of animals live on our good green earth. Yes, there are so many. From big things like elephants and oak trees. Whoa, those are big. To small things like mushrooms and microbes. Those are microbes. You have to look under a microscope to see those. Wow! And look at all these colorful and wonderfully shaped fungi, mushrooms. Everywhere you look, there are living things. In deserts and on islands out in the sea. Are you guys noticing how many different things are in these different environments and places? Under the feathers of birds, on the backs of beetles, even in places where you would think nothing at all could live, like boiling volcanic lakes. Counting how many kinds there are can be difficult because some places are hard to look in, like the tops of tall trees in the jungle or the bottom of the coldest seas. It can also be difficult because sometimes things that look different are really the same. And things that look the same are really different. Well, that can be confusing. Oh, look! There's our friend, the monarch butterfly that we were just talking about. And look at this. The viceroy butterfly mimics the monarch. Wow, that's extraordinary. But mainly, it's difficult because there are just so many living things. So far, human beings have found and counted almost 2 million kinds of different living things. But that's only the start. There could be many millions more. Thousands of new species are found every year. Wow! Look at this. And the more we find, the more we learn about how living things depend on one another. For food, for places to live, for ways to grow. Yeah, you guys, all things are connected. It's the web of life. We've learned that every kind of living thing is part of a big, beautiful, complicated pattern. The trouble is, all over the world, human beings are destroying pieces of that pattern. Chemicals poison the air and rivers and oceans. Fishing boats take too much out of the sea. People build roads that divide the forests into pieces. Wow. Causing plants and animals to disappear. That's a sad picture. Many kinds of living things have already been lost. Some have disappeared before we even had a chance to find them. Oh my, here's a large painting of extinct species. These are all animals that used to live on Earth but are no longer here. I see birds, I see butterflies, I see reptiles, I see fish, I see a rhinoceros, I see a type of leopard, I see a type of wolf, I see the dodo bird. Wow. Human beings are part of the pattern too. And we need to make sure it stays big, beautiful, and complicated. Because we could not keep on living on Earth if we had to count down instead of up, from many to one. I think that this book teaches us what an extraordinarily rich place we live, just so full of so many beautiful creatures, and that we all have a responsibility to take care of each other. So, let's remember our friends, the monarchs. Let's plant milkweed. Let's take care of our oceans. Let's take care of all living creatures and each other, so we can keep counting up to many, many, many instead of subtracting down.